There's been a great debate between Star Wars fans on whether or not Disney and Lucasfilm should focus on movies or TV shows for the Star Wars franchise moving into the future. Like I've said before in the past, TV shows are really going to be their way of evolving the franchise to really create a library's worth of Star Wars material on their new streaming service, Disney+. This is Mike Zeroh. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, if we take a look at what, of course, Bob Chapek and Bob Iger want in store for the Star Wars universe is that they really want to make it far more successful than the MCU. That's just a given. Now, like I've said, they're not competing with themselves because they also own the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they want to make the Star Wars universe just as popular and just as successful in order to make really, Disney as a company to get through this crisis correctly. That's exactly why Bob Iger is here right now, the previous CEO, mind you, helping the new CEO, Bob Chapek, is that he's not only guiding him to becoming the new CEO and the one that he needs to properly be, but it's also the fact that Iger is trying to really bring Disney back on its feet. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we've seen this steady decline ever since the release of Episode 8 and 9. There's no doubt about that. And that Disney Plus is going to be its savior, if you will, because it's going to focus on Force lore, Jedi lore, Sith lore, experiencing the underworld, and really kind of delving into the bounty hunters that we all know and love. So, with that being said, of course, moving on, the Star Wars fandom has now accepted the fact that the Skywalker saga is over as far as the films go at least, and that they are looking forward to how the brand will be handled by the new creatives coming on board over at Lucasfilm, as well as the promoted ones like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Keep in mind that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are a part of the group, and really will be the backbone, or serving as the backbone, of this new EU. Now, they are working with hundreds of creators for the decades worth of Star Wars projects that are currently in the early development phase. However, there is one project out of all of that is actually beginning development, which is the LESLYE Headland Star Wars TV series that will be an all-female-led Star Wars TV show, as well as a show that will promote identity politics and real-world issues with personal agendas. Now, recently it's described that LESLYE Headland has been in the talks with director Rian Johnson to direct a handful of episodes for the new TV show. However, it's noted that Rian has been in the talks with Kathleen Kennedy for the new TV series, and that there have been creative differences surprisingly between the two, since Rian had expressed that he wants to do something very much different with how he handles the directing of the LESLYE Headland Star Wars TV series. Let me just say one thing here, is that what I'm taking from this is that it's very possible that Rian knows that his directing style for The Last Jedi did not work in any way, shape, or form, let alone his writing, right? Now, keep in mind that he's not writing the new TV series, he will only be directing. That's at least what Headland wants for her TV show, is that she wants Rian Johnson involved. Now, he wants to direct it a certain way, Kathleen Kennedy does not want him to direct it a certain way, and you can see, once again, Kathleen Kennedy creating a stir behind the scenes. What's the best for the Star Wars fans? I think that's by excluding Rian Johnson completely, but that's just my take on things. Now, it's actually best described that Rian wants to use his own directing style, and that Kathleen Kennedy wants Rian Johnson to do things a different way for the new Star Wars TV series for the Star Wars brand to live on. It's not concrete that Rian will take on the Headland project, since these created differences with Kathleen Kennedy, and of course that she is very frustrated with Rian Johnson being very persistent on what he wants to do with the franchise on his own, since his trilogy was pretty much divided into 3 separate projects by Bob Chapek. Now, however, Johnson is fully embraced with his own universe that he is currently developing, which is his Knives Out universe that is going to be a murder mystery universe that he will be focused on for the next couple of years. Johnson has interest in taking part of the new Star Wars TV series, but creative differences began to rise sometime in early June of this year between Johnson and Kennedy. Headland, however, is said to want Johnson to do his own thing as well, which is said to have played a role in the delay of the writing process of the new TV series from June until July of this year. Not just that, but also Bob Chapek wants nothing to do with Rian Johnson, and that it is all in LESLYE Headland and Kathleen Kennedy's hands as to who they choose to become the director for their first batch of episodes. Now, it's noted that the series will get a title reveal over at Star Wars Celebration, which is set to begin this August. However, there has been talk that Star Wars Celebration will have to be cancelled due to the worldwide crisis at hand, and that they are looking into making it a digital streaming experience for the Star Wars fandom to enjoy in their very own homes for this year at least. So, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Star Wars Celebration may very well be announcing something today that they are going to be canceling the event for actual, attendees to actually come in and actually experience Celebration in person, and transferring that into a digital experience because of the crisis. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.